Well, in a classic case of better late than never, the Vatican has broken its silence over a Paris Olympics drag performance that mocked the Last Supper. While Christians around the world were outraged by the opening ceremony that turned the Lord's table into a drag routine, the Pope had been strangely silent. Had he not seen it? Did he not care? Was he too busy meeting with members of the World Economic Forum to defend the faith? Is the Pope Catholic? Say what you want about the Islamic folk, at least you know where they stand. Now, I'm not suggesting that the Pope should have gone full Charlie Hebdo, but at least he could have expressed some disappointment. Would that be too much to ask? Christians in South Sudan are dying for their faith. The Pope, well, he can barely muster the strength to say that sex is binary. I get that he's trying to be inclusive and stuff, but seriously, he leads a religion that teaches people will be sent to either heaven or to hell, and that Jesus will classify folk as sheep or as goats, as wheat or as chaff. If you don't want to be divisive, do something other than lead the church. My local cafe is looking for a barista who can make flat whites all day long without saying boo about anything to anyone. Maybe the pontiff could try that. A pensive Vatican put out a press release last weekend saying the Holy See was saddened by certain scenes at the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympic Games. Saddened. Maybe the Pope's emotions would have been more stirred had the opening ceremony featured a skit mocking, the climate crisis. And what were the certain scenes that saddened him so? Could he mean the lesbian replacing Christ? Or the men caricaturing highly sexualised women standing in for the apostles, perhaps? Or was it something Celine Dion did? Who could know? The Pope added that he, and I quote, cannot but join the voices raised in recent days to deplore the offence done to many Christians and believers of other religions. Again, what certain scenes were offensive? And why is the Pope speaking on behalf of believers of other religions? The statement continued, at a prestigious event where the whole world comes together to share common values, there should be no illusions ridiculing the religious convictions of many people. Well, what convictions and which people? Does this faith have a name? The statement was not only a little late, but a little lacklustre, if I may say so. Anyway, as it turns out, it only took the Pope 10 days to decry blasphemy, if that's what he was referring to in that rather benign statement. Still, imagine if he'd taken 11 days. People might have started to wonder if the Pope was only speaking out because so many people had criticised him for being silent. I mean, Donald Trump, Donald Trump of Stormy Daniels fame, he defended Christianity before the Pope cared enough to say anything. Maybe the Pope just hates having to scold his socialist buddies. Someone needs to remind the pontiff that Karl Marx was an atheist who considered religion a danger to socialism. Let me explain just how late the Pope was to defend the faith. His statement came after opening ceremony organisers themselves had realised the error of their ways and issued an apology. In other words, the progressive woke LGBTQ organisers realised their ceremony was offensive even before the Pope did. The organisers said there was, quote, never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group, but rather to celebrate community tolerance, which of course translated means we thought we had the numbers to mock Christians, but it seems the death of Christianity has been exaggerated. Oops, our bad, we'll try again later. Well, it would be encouraging for Christians if next time the Pope wasn't so late.